25-year-old Harry Colver was a lieutenant in the 5th York and Lancaster Regiment, which did its initial training in Yorkshire. In April 1915, the same month that his younger brother Ted had shipped to Gallipoli, Harry and his company landed in Boulogne, France, for service on the Western Front. Like his brother, Harry conveyed excitement about this big adventure in his early letters. But the York and Lancasters were soon involved in the Anglo-French offensive known as the Second Battle of Artois. That was a disaster for the Allies. Harry's letters also reveal that high spirits are his only defense against the grim reality of trench warfare and his odds of survival. May 19th, 1915, France. My darling sisters all, very many thanks for all your letters and parcels. I'm feeling awfully fit and happy, having the usual gay time, but the weather is the limit just at present, fearfully cold and wet. The trenches are awful, mud up to the eyes. You really should see the mess we all get in. Will you break it gently to Mother, not to write to me too, how shall I say it, dismal letters. We have quite enough to think of here to keep us from thinking too much of the rotten outlook for us. Mother means very dearly, but when she talks about telegraph boys coming up the drive, well, I don't quite like it. If we die, we die. If wounded, lucky. If we get home, very lucky. I'm sure you'll understand. We all get a bit dismal now and then, so we don't want more adding. Had rather a thrilling time in the trenches the last time. As you know, we've been making, or rather having, a good go at the Germans. Well, we were the extreme left of the line in France, where the fighting started, and had to keep the enemy as occupied as possible. So we now and then opened a terrific rifle fire. Of course, they answered back. I lost 5 or 6 men out of my platoon. The artillery started, and it being the first time under artillery fire, it was rather thrilling. Stephen Rhodes lost a few of his men. A shell burst in the middle of a section, and there was an awful mess. Really fearful. We lost our first officer the other day, Hugh Raby, really an awfully nice boy. Really rotten luck. We don't mind getting pipped in the trenches, but when one is at headquarters and just walking about and a stray shot gets one, well, it's rotten. Shall strengthen my dugout a lot. We're making our trenches very comfy and as safe as possible. Where our 2nd Battalion are, they even have cabbage patches and gardens. They are the prize trenches. The French peasants are making some reserve trenches for us, very model ones indeed. Of course, as we work mostly day and night, there will soon be little to do unless it gets knocked down by Germans. A lot of men who we have met here, mostly Rifle Brigade, are missing or killed. They were a ripping lot. They were none too pleased to see us here, for it meant they would be off to a much warmer spot. And now Kitchener's army have turned up, so we wonder if we're offing it. We hope not. How are the kids? I think Pamela looks awfully sweet, quite good looking. Fancy you taking the trouble to type my letters. It's a wonder you can read them, I know. I have to write that now as often as possible, for later we may be booked up with work. Have you played any tennis yet? We wish we could. Our 2nd Battalion are in priceless billets, just like home. I'm getting rather flea-y now. If you have a bath, it does not seem to make very much difference. Simply thousands of rats in our billets. They make an awful row during the night. Would give something to be home. Nice bath and clean sheets. Bye-bye for now. Fondest love to you all. Your loving brother, Harry. Telegram from York to R. Colver, Esquire, Rockmount, Ranmore, Sheffield, dated 22nd of December, 1915. Regret to inform you that Captain H. Colver was killed in action December 19th. Lord Kitchener expresses his sympathy. According to legend within the Colver family and my family, there was a grand dinner party at Rockmount, the Colver's Sheffield mansion, when this telegram arrived. My great-grandmother read the dreadful news, paused, then continued her duties as hostess without interruption. Only when all her guests had departed did she allow her grief to spill out. Out of her 5 sons, she now only had one left.